Race one, and we're here on the grid. I'm actually on row 3, but with 24 sidecars way down the start-finish straight, the rest of the lineup. It's a phenomenal lineup. And to the right of me there from Scotland, Scott Laurie on the outfit. He's qualified 6th. Let me tell you that the top 6 outfits are covered in by just over 1 second. That's a phenomenal performance. The way these bikes have turned out, absolutely brilliant. Really fantastic turnout. Just look inside at the technology in there. The rev counter, the handlebars tucked away right under the nose. Moving up to the second row, Andy Peach has found an extra 2,000 revs. He reckons that's worth 10 miles an hour maybe, so could do a little bit better than 4th qualifying. 4 on the bike, qualified 4th. Feeling quite confident, everything looking immaculate. He's looking pretty cool as well. The Birchall's here in 3rd. Tom Birchall has had his right knee on ice for most of the afternoon. A damaged kneecap. He says when he's got his race face on, that won't really give him a problem. So remains to be seen. 18 laps is a long way round here in this heat. Moving through to the front row, Tim Reeves on the inside of the bend going into Paddock Hill. He'll be really trying hard. 2nd fastest qualifying. Tim Reeves and Gregory Clues having a bit of a last-minute debrief, these two guys. And, of course, our pole position man, Barry James, Jamie Wynn, his first ever pole position. He's looking pretty good. A quick word under the helmet. How are you feeling?
A bit nervous, really, to be honest.
Well, just go for it there. Keep it pinned.
Yeah, be right. We'll work it out.
18 laps then. Race 1. About to get off here at Brands. The start to a phenomenal Formula 1 sidecar season. Let's go racing. This is the point when the pulses are racing, the blood pumping round the body, nervous tension is unbelievable at this point. The moment the lights change, it's a different story. But right now, I think I know what these riders and passengers are going through. 18 laps of the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit awaits them. The green flag at the back telling the front man everything is under control. Passengers poised, wait for the lights. 24 outfits then on the straight, and this is going to be bedlam into Paddock Hill as the lights change. A bit of weaving, a bit of jostling for position, but it's Tim Reeves, Gregory Clues away, dropping down the hill for the first time. Everyone, though, away safely. That's always good to see. Jostling for position again. The Birchalls looking up on the inside, but former multi-world champion Tim Reeves was never going to get that wrong from the front row. And in the sunshine here at Brands Hatch, he dropped the clutch, he spun it up, he's away. Already 5 outfits lead, but a lot of people clipping the curb as they came down over Graham Hill Bend. The Mitchell-sponsored outfits of the Birchalls then. We're on board with Andy Peach away from the line. A replay of the start. You can see how everybody hugs the inside, the passenger over the rear wheel, making it grip, helping the driver to steer. Alongside me, former driver, as I said, Roger Body. Roger, as you watch these guys go into Druids, what exactly is going through your mind?
I think it's quite frightening, Barry. I just wouldn't like to be out there. I think I'm glad to be commentating. Makes a change, really.
Leg in the air, all the weight over the back wheel as much as they can. So Barry James and Jamie Wynn firmly ensconced in 3rd. Don't forget these F1 sidecar outfits, 1000cc Suzuki. They weigh about 220 kilos. The power to weight ratio is phenomenal. A very similarly coloured outfit there to that of Tim Reeves. But look how tightly they're bunched. Some people call them Formula 1 cars with one wheel off. Well, I can tell you there are a lot more than that. Tim Reeves and his French passenger, Gregory Clues, looking backwards at Andy Peach. Charlie Richardson with his leg in the air, a very demonstrative style there. Obviously, Roger, the passenger has to do everything he can, and his weight movement makes a big difference.
Well, absolutely, Barry. I mean, you can see the way that Andy's bike there is just all over the track, and Scott Laurie got up the inside of him. Yeah, it's much more difficult than people would ever believe. The passenger is virtually in control of the bike. If the passenger wasn't, Andy's passenger leaning out, if he wasn't leaning out, that bike would tip over. No doubt of it.
Most of the entry using Suzuki, the number 49 outfit there of Roger Lovelock hoving into view as they come round clearways. Most of the entry using the big GSX 1000 Suzuki. A couple of Yamahas out there, and one sole Kawasaki entered, but sadly did not make the grid as we saw in the earlier interview. Reeves, Birchall, Barry James, Jamie Wynn, not letting him go at all. His pole position time obviously means that he knows his way around here. His first ever pole position, he didn't make full use of it when the lights changed, but he's making full use of his track craft right now. The 77 outfit, and look at Gregory Clues, one of the best passengers in the business. His helmet almost scraping the tarmac. He's just getting every ounce of his body weight over the side of the outfit to help his driver steer the thing. Terrific, terrific passengering. They're athletes, aren't they?
It's amazing. You can see Clues' head, the G-forces on it coming around clearways. It's just an 18 laps. Don't know how they do it in this heat. Crazy.
Number 16 Birchall, young Tom Birchall. Number 3 Barry James there. So these three easing away now. And actually, looking at the intermediate times, Barry James is actually coming up to the speed trap. Reeves is at it now. This speed trap here, Barry James was coming through here quicker than the Superbikes were. He was doing 89.3 miles an hour in qualifying through that speed trap. That's just some indication of how fast these three-wheelers go. About 140 miles an hour over the start-finish straight. What a better day for racing you could not have, Roger. The conditions perfect, track temperature 50 degrees actually at the start of this race, but what a wonderful spectacle.
Yeah, it's really good to watch, and I think all these guys, most of these guys are on new tyres this year. We're on Avon tyres, and of course, you know, we've rode Yokohamas for years, but the Avon have come into this series. It's a one-make series, and all these guys are learning to ride these Avon tyres. And I can see there's a lot of blue smoke coming up from some outfits where they're spinning up, and I think it's going to be a test this weekend for riders.
Well, Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence coming under a lot of pressure now from Scott Lorry, the man from north of the border. Scott Lorry, very, very quick in his own right, proved his worth all of last season, and he started well here at Brands Hatch. Actually qualified in 6th place, but he's looking to go up the inside now. Roger Lovelock pushing as hard as they can, and he's got him. He's got him through on the inside then. Scott Lorry moves up past Roger Lovelock at Druids. Round they go, second gear, third, down towards Graham Hill Bend. Watch the passenger, how close to the curb does he get? Rubbing his backside on the rumble strip there as the sidecar wheel just hops over the high bit. You're looking at 3rd place, number 3. 4th place, Scott Lorry on the black outfit. 5th place, Roger Lovelock. And the seesawing action on the black outfit. Race leader, Tim Reeves, Gregory Clues, Ben and Tom Birchall out of Mansfield, the number 16. Both of these guys, former World F1 champions, and the class shows.
Yeah, and it looks like the Birchalls are reeling Timmy in for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm sure Tim knows he's coming. Tim's too clever to not know he's there, so but it does look like he's reeling him in slowly.
We have just seen Birchall's fastest lap personally, so you're quite right. He's on the charge. Ben Birchall then. This is the race leader, Gregory Clues, again doing his stuff. Just a handhold down there on the side of the outfit. Just amazing. Very athletic, tall Frenchman. This pair have really clicked. They go so well together. Ben and Tom Birchall, though, closing. Look how close they are now. Maybe 6 outfit lengths. The gap is well and truly under a second. It's about 0.6 of a second at Graham Hill Bend again. Andy Peach, number 4, moving up behind the 2 outfits ahead of him. Andy Peach, of course, Roger, former passenger.
Yeah, he passengered me for nearly 12 years now. Great passenger, probably a better passenger than even driver, if that's possible. He's probably the best passenger in the world, or one of the best. But he's also a very good driver now. And He's had lots of problems over the weekend with the engine on this bike, but seems to be going right at the moment. Although it's strange that he can't get past Ben, so he may still be having some problems.
Ben
Holland,
the man ahead of Andy Peach. Now we're watching Scott Laurie, Lovelock, and they've closed. Scott Laurie now on the back of Barry James. Barry James being caught here. This number 3, third place on the ex-Roger Body outfit, is being caught. So we've now got a real scrap, a ding-dong scrap for third place. Well, space coming out of Clearways onto the start-finish straight again. The clock ticking down. The race leader and second place, the Birchells, well out. Look at Scott Laurie moving on to the inside. He's well positioned, takes third at Paddock Hill Bend. Barry James, frustrated, tries to close the door, but too little, too late. James now down to fourth, and we have number 72, Scott Laurie, up into third. James Neve out of Bardney, holding down the third wheel for Scott Laurie. So looking at a podium, Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence on the number 49, beautifully green outfit that we focused on the grid, and gave you just a little glimpse inside. Andy Peach, Charlie Richardson, now well among the tail enders. Tim Reeves, Gregory Clues lapping, and they lap of course very quickly here. We've got 18 laps in this race. It doesn't take long for them to get among the tail enders. Ben and Tom Birchall sliding through as well. Most of the tail enders, of course, Roger, are very experienced. They know they're coming, and they would and should move out of the way.
Yeah, they will do. I mean, they usually just stay on line. You'll see that guy they just passed, Brian Gray. Brian, extremely experienced driver, been around for 20 years, TT man, and you see he didn't move offline, and the riders just went past him very easily.
Well, I've been doing this a long time, and I remember Brian Gray, of course, many years ago. There's your race leader. We talk about passengers, and of course, a passenger will learn an awful lot if he then turns to the driving skills. I mean, he knows what it's all about, and he knows the important role that the passenger plays. And Gregory Clues on the number 77 outfit showing to great effect, just dragging the lower left half of his backside on the tarmac there. Now there's a bit of a scrap on, because Barry James has got his hands full with Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence. So the James and Wynn outfit about to be relegated one more place. It looks to me, Roger, as though they have a problem.
I wouldn't really know. Only going on practice times, then perhaps he has got some problems. But yeah, maybe just overawed by it, and I'm sure we'll find out afterwards if there is a problem. But he does look as if he's a bit loose. Yeah, maybe the tyres are going off.
As you spoke, the back end drifted across there. As you spoke, so it could well be. There's a tyre issue here.
As we mentioned, yeah, they're new. These Avon tyres are new to these riders, so you know there's a learning curve with what tyres to put on. There's a bit of a bundle coming here with the back markers, so this will be interesting.
Kevin Cable, John Allam on the 111 outfit being relegated. Barry James, Roger Lovelock trying to get amongst it, but tail enders do cause a problem, particularly if they're not aware you're coming. But Kevin Cable neatly passed by Barry James. Roger Lovelock has now got that little mobile chicane ahead of him, but he's through as well. We're now on board then, looking backwards from Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence, having gone past the 111 outfit of Kevin Cable, and that gives you some idea of the speed these outfits are travelling, about 140 miles an hour over the start line as they drop into Paddock Hill Bend.
And as you see coming into Paddock, that is a phenomenal drop. You come over the top of there blind. They actually only changed down one gear, so yeah, there's not a lot of braking. It's just really roll off on the throttle, and that is very intimidating. Paddock Hill. Tim going extremely well.
I think it's worth talking about the heat as well, because the ambient temperature here is terrific, and of course the driver tucked in there is sitting on 4 exhaust pipes going into 1. He's got his hands down by a front wheel, the disc brake generating something well over 200 degrees. So you're sitting in an oven when you're riding one of these things. The passenger's got slightly more cooling air, And talking of passengers, I think it's worth mentioning that Tom Birchall is carrying a cracked kneecap and a cracked pelvis. Only 3 weeks ago, sustained while training in France.
Going back to your point about the driver being, you know, in the heat in the engine compartment, the passenger actually experiences more heat coming off the radiator. There's been many experiences of them being in extreme problems with heat. So,
that's Barry James. Barry James and Jamie Wynn. Thank you for that, Roger, but I've got to go back to this because look at that. They've got gravel. They've been in trouble. Oh dear, that's at Paddock Hill Bend. The back end broke away. They backed it in into the gravel, and it's game over for the pole sitters. Well, what drama.
That was tyres, I think, Barrett. I would say, definitely.
So what would happen there? The rear end just lost traction going in, and round, once it's sliding, you're gone. Okay, the Birchall's moving through then. So third place, that will put Scott Lorry and James Neve up to third place. So we have a Scottish contingent now in third, into the closing stages of this race with the tail enders. Reeves then heading for the line. Birchall is just as close. We have 1 lap to do with tail enders ahead of them. This could be crucial. It's not all over yet. Birchall is very much in the firing line to go through should Reeves fall foul of tail enders, but Reeves, the master craftsman, you're watching a man at work now doing a terrific job, making absolutely no mistakes. A quick glimpse over the left shoulder to see where Ben Birchall is, and Ben Birchall is now 2 outfits behind. So Tim Reeves, Gregory Clues have done the job in my opinion. Clearways, round they go. Already the victory salute from Clues, heading for the line. Tim Reeves, who wasn't even entered for this meeting 48 hours ago, submitted a late entry and has won the first round of the Eastern Airways British F1 Sidecar Championship here at Brands. Race 1 then goes to Tim Reeves. Well, I don't think we could have started better. Tim Reeves getting the very just applause from everybody here in pit lane as he makes his way through. Now, are we going to see a hug? Of course we are. It's very much a team thing, Sidecars, you know. The adrenaline flows. They know how important they are to each other. The Birchall brothers, Ben and Tom. Tom's obviously feeling the pain, the younger of the two, sitting there. Ben happy with second, but as he says, he does like to win. Confirmation of the result then. Reeves and Clues from the Birchalls. A great ride by Laurie and Neve. Lovelock and Lawrence, they fought for it, they got it. Peach Richardson, Holland Watson, a terrific ride from Steve Kershaw, Robert Wilson there in 8th from Scotland. And there you are, all the way down to 16th. You saw the Cable outfit being lapped, as did many of the others, all 1 lap adrift. James and Wynn, sadly, didn't finish. Scott Lorry and James Neve from 6th on the grid, a real fighting third place. You must be thrilled with that.
Very much so, yeah. Fantastic. Real good.
A long way for you from Scotland down to here. This is the furthest you'll travel, but presumably that one race, third place, makes it worthwhile already.
Indeed it does. We drive through the night, so the traffic's quieter, so yeah. We're happy with it.
James, must be hot work out there, you know, 18 laps in this temperature. Did you cope okay?
Yeah, you sort of get used to it with the sort of long races abroad, so sort of 18 laps is nothing really on a 1 mile track, so it gets easier.
Ben and Tom Birchall are runners-up in the first race today. Well, one better than qualifying, but knowing you, that's still not enough, is it?
No, nowhere near. No, I mean, fair dues to Tim. He rode a good race, you know, and he just got the drop on the first couple of laps. I think around here it's so tight, there's nothing in it. It's hard to make back. He had some bad luck through the back markers. We had a bit of good. It just seesawed, I think, throughout the race. But I mean, all credit to Tom. He's riding with the remains of a cracked kneecap and a cracked pelvis. You know, 3 weeks ago, it was in hospital with it. So I can't complain at all at that. It was a good result. And I must say a massive thank you to all our sponsors that's on board this year. You know, for sticking with us through the winter in hard times. And let's hope we can keep bringing them good results back.
Tom, you're limped up towards us here to do this interview. You're obviously feeling a bit sore.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but you know, with Ben's Road so smooth and accommodated for me all weekend, and you know we've just got a bit faster and faster and faster. And, you know, to get that fastest lap in the race and have a good P2 like that, you know, over the moon really. But yeah, I'll get it on ice tomorrow, and we'll have another go tomorrow.
Tim Reeves, Gregory Clues, first race winners we've had in the 2011 Championship. You did it in style and some lovely tinware, mate.
Yeah, it was a good do, wasn't it? I quite enjoyed it really. I got a lucky break at the start and got a good first 2 laps and got a good gap on Ben, and then he kept me sharp all the way to the end really. He was there pushing, and he made me push to keep the gap, and yeah, it was good. Hit a few tail enders, but then so did he, so it was swings and roundabouts, but good. All in all, it was a good battle, yeah.
Yeah, you've been very fair there, because I thought you could clear off and get away, but he gave a good fight, didn't he?
Yeah, he kept me on my toes, didn't he? It was just, yeah, I think I knew, you know, that when we arrived here that it was going to be the case. I knew he'd push us. Yeah, it was a good job. I really enjoyed it.
Gregory, for you, it was very hot out there, do you think?
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's 18 laps. It's okay for the moment. We have a good start, and after we control the race, so it's a good race for us.